Yo, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, The Blackest Heart, and The Lonesome Crown, all published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. I'm going to be reviewing another one of James R. Benn's World War II mysteries. The Billy Boyle series. This one is The First Wave. Book number 2 in the series. I like it. I mean, there's a whole grip of books in this series, and I've read 1 and 2, and I'm reviewing them. I'm going to review each one because I think they're that good. And this one's even better than the first one. But let me talk about the covers. As you noticed, I said in the last video that I really loved the covers of these books because Soho Press has hired the same artist to do all the covers, and they've got the same graphic design. What I failed to mention in my last video was, though this is spectacular, the spines border on the absurd. I mean, look at them all. They all have this strange look to them. It's like when you set them on your shelf, it looks like you've got a whole row of books like Gardening for Dummies, The Idiot's Guide to Computers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they look like computer manuals or those idiots' guidebooks. You know, and the thing is I also collect this other series from Soho Press, the John Straley Alaskan Mysteries. Again, all the covers are designed and done by the same artist. A plus Soho Press. But then all the spines, like Paganism for Idiots, Catholicism for Idiots, you know, The Dummy's Guide to Socialism. You see what I'm getting? I mean, you put these up on your shelf, and you're left with a really cold feeling. Just a nitpick. You know, I've got OCD. I have OCD. While these are all very uniform and would normally please an OCD guy like me. Bothered by it. But what can you do? Let's actually talk about what's in the book, though. That's the important thing. The First Wave. It's better. It's better than the first. I mean, Billy Boyle is our investigator. He's a Boston police officer, investigator in Boston. He gets sent into, it's World War II. He gets sent by the Army to be a police officer, Army guy. And he goes and investigates things that are going haywire during World War II with the Army people. And this time he gets sent to Africa. And this is so well researched. One of the reasons I love these books is they are so well researched. I love the little details that the author throws in about World War II history and just the history of the places that we're visiting. And here we're visiting Algiers. Now, if you know where Gibraltar, Spain is, and then you know where Algiers is, they're really close. I mean, you could throw a rock from Spain to Africa if you had a strong enough arm. You could do it. I think I could do it. I think I could take a rock and throw it across the Straits of Gibraltar and hit someone on the head in Algiers. That's how close Africa and Europe are. A lot of people don't realize that. So during World War II, Africa was kind of a strategic place. And so our hero, Mr. Billy Boyle, gets sent on an investigation down to Algiers, Africa. So we get to learn a lot about Africa during World War II, and it is awesome. And it starts with a brutal murder. Our Frenchman, Villars, murders a dude right there at the opening chapter, just right in front of Billy Boyle. Just boom, shoots the dude. And Billy Boyle gets tossed into prison, and then he finds out that his girlfriend Diana has been captured. And they're looking for a secret notebook full of secret things. I mean, it's a spy thriller and a murder mystery, all rolled into one, set in World War II. How can you not screw that up? It's just great. This all reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones meets, Sam Spade or whatever. It's just great. It's just awesome. These books are awesome. And they're not for kids. I mean, don't read this out loud to your toddler as you're putting him to sleep, because it'll traumatized for life, right? I mean, this is about World War II. It talks the grim, grim themes of war, kidnapping, PTSD, rape, suicide. And James R. Benn treats none of it lightly. I mean, it's grim and it's in your face. And I just like that kind of writing. I like when authors just get down in there and they get gritty with their story and they pull no punches. And then we learned so much about World War II history. Like, I didn't know that there were so many nurses in World War II. Like 60,000 nurses volunteered to be nurses at half the pay. They got no rank. They were in the war. They were in the war every bit as much as the men. They got no rank, half the pay, yet 60,000 of them volunteered for this. And World War II was, I mean, we get the introduction of penicillin, and we get to see that in this book, and we get the history of that. We just get so much history in these books. I am just absolutely thrilled that I found this series. And so I just reviewed book 2 for you, the first wave. I gave you a general plot. I don't give spoilers. I just gush on books about that I love. I just gush on and on and on about books that I love. Go get this. Start reading this series, people. It's awesome. Awesome. I'd love it if they did like a mini series. I'd love if they turned it into a TV show or movies or whatever. It'd just be great. It would be great. Billy Boyle is just a cool dude to follow around World War II. And I've read 2 books, and there's like about 14 more, and I'm stoked. Yes, to read them. Idiot's Guide to Reading World War II Novels. That's what that spine says to me. The covers are fantastic, though. I give this a solid 8.5 out of 10.